The 857th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com using promo code MMASGPN.
Howdy-ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 857 of the MMA Gambling Podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to the Dagestani Handcuff, one of our friends in the Discord. He's the gentleman who is reminiscing about old, long ago pick that Gumby made that hit. So there you go. This goes out to you. I am not Gumby. I am, as you can see if you're on YouTube, I am Christian Soda, Jeff Fox. I don't even know if I said that last episode, but that is who I am. Today is the second part of our UFC 317 breakdown. Today's all about the main card and our fancy plays at the end. Not much consensus on the prelims. Hardly any consensus between Gumby and myself. What do you think about the main card, Gumby Vreeland? Are we going to lock up here or not?
I'll lock up on a lot of these. I'll be honest. I'm looking over at the sheet where I write down my picks because I have them on paper. I'm an old school guy. There's one fight I still haven't made a pick on yet, which is almost never true of me. Like I think maybe I've done this one other time before we've come to air. And this time I'm going to use every possible second I have to make a decision on that fight. Feel about it and how weird I feel about it. But yeah, a lot of interesting fights on this one for sure.
Excellent. Yes, definitely should be a fun pay-per-view. Obviously, the UFC does not care about it because they have flyweights in the second and third fight from the top, so they don't care, right?
Either that or secretly, that's all of the best fights. And they're slowly realizing that it brings entertainment value.
We know it, but yeah, hopefully maybe they have finally clued in as well. No, we just need your other co-host to clue in, and then we'll everyone will be on board. Let's tell you about we're always running contests here at the SGPN network. We got a NASCAR one going on for the NASCAR's in-season tournament. It's a free contest, so head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/NASCAR contest for your chance to win a $200, that's $200 gift card, and make sure to subscribe to the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. Those guys are always hitting plays. I don't follow NASCAR, but I've always seen them hitting winning plays. So maybe I should just tail them blindly and not bother watching people drive around in circles. Who's to say? UFC 317, Topuria versus Oliveira is this Saturday night in the T-Mobile Arena in an octagon with 5 fights we're going to cover today. If you want the prelims, 7-fight prelim, that was yesterday. And like I said, Gumby and I could not agree on things. So choose your side after you check out that episode. We're talking to 10 p.m. start time as per usual, pay-per-view as of now. Hopefully that changes with the new. I don't like this Dana White talk about, we may be at like 4 different streaming options.
You know what's going to happen.
You
know what's going to happen. That's what the NFL did. The NFL, now you're going to watch something on Prime. And, even, I wanted to pull up a baseball game the other day. I've got the season package. I can see every single baseball game across the league. I got to watch one on Apple TV, which I don't have all of a sudden. Yeah, like you knew he was going to go that route when the big leagues do. So,
Yep. So maybe we'll reminisce about the good old days of having to pay $70 for a pay-per-view. But nonetheless, let's kick things off with a bantamweight fight. This another possibility for fight of the night. Payton Talbott, United States versus Felipe Lima, Brazil. Are you kind of sad that they're matching these two up already?
No, I love
it. All right, let's dive into it.
One of them I think is a better prospect than the other.
Yeah. We'll tell you about Talbott first. Payton Talbott, 9-1, 7 knockouts, 1 submission. He's never been finished in a fight. 3-1 in the UFC. He lost his last bout to that crafty veteran Raoni Barcelos. Went 1-0 on the Contender Series, regional champion, 4 inches height, 2 inches reach over Lima. We're active landing strikes in Lima. He's outstruck his opponents by almost 3 strikes a minute, 2.98 strikes per minute, plus 163. Jungle Boy Lima, 14-1, 4 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been submitted once. 2-0 in the UFC as part of a 14-fight win streak. He's not lost since his professional MMA debut, 2015, when he was 17, I believe, since he's only like 27 now. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirt, get our merch, get our gear, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. Used to fight at 125 and 145. 2015 pro MMA debut, 1.18 strikes per minute. In the positive is what he strike differential, is in the UFC. He's got better grappling stats than Talbott. He's at -180. I wrote an article about how Talbott is my underdog of the week, but I've flipped on that. I've got to take Lima here. I had to find an underdog quick, so I came up with that one. But no, I like Lima much better. He's just fought better competition. Up a weight class, nonetheless, even better too in the UFC.
Yeah, he was. Was he the 45-pound champ of Octagon?
He was no, I think he was 35. Then he came up to 45 short notice in the UFC, and now he's back down to 35. I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
that might be right.
Anyhow, Talbott. Not to say Talbott's a fraud, but he's really. You got to watch out for guys that cut through like a lower level competition very quickly. You saw the limits of that when he fought a guy who wasn't going to go down easy in his last fight. He was completely lost. Not that Lima's a grizzled veteran like Johnny Barcelos, but I just like his game better, and obviously I like his experience level better. I feel bad for Talbott that he's got to fight Lima coming off a loss, but them's the breaks, kid. Give me Jungle Boy.
Yeah, I like that they're being like, so clearly you suck at grappling. Because Talbott had like some of the hype of Sean O'Malley, right? Yeah. Like he was fun, he was weird, he's lanky, he's got that weird hole tattoo in his chest. Like all of those, he had everything working for him. And then he went in and he fought, take him down and beat him up, and he looked completely out of his element. And so like now I think they're asking the question, like, do we even bother with you? Let us know by fighting Lima. Because that's the thing about Lima, right? Like Felipe Lima is he's going to test that grappling. He's going to test that wrestling. We're going to see how much Payton Talbott has gone back to the gym and improved on those types of things. And I don't think it's good enough for a Felipe Lima, because we always say this about people improving. Well, he's got to go back and work on that, right? Like, and he's got to get better at that thing. And, I'm sure all he's done is work on that thing. That type of wrestling does not come to you in between two fights. And Lima was really good at wrestling in Octagon. He's looked incredible doing just about everything since he came to the UFC. He's fed him on the feet. And then when you add the grappling, of course I like Lima in this one. Yeah, give me Felipe Lima.
Yeah, I think we probably both picked against him in his debut because it was short notice and up a weight class, and he came through, right?
Incorrect. You picked against him, and I'm pretty sure I picked him.
Yeah.
Because he's a former Octagon champion,
Exactly.
But he's on short notice. And I love a short notice underdog. Yeah.
All right, there you go. All right, we're going to 155 next. Beneil Dariush from Assyria. Renato Moicano, really Renato Carneiro. He is from Brazil. 3 5-minute rounds, 155. Somehow these guys have not fought each other before.
They were booked. They were booked to fight each other.
Yep.
And that's when Moicano wound up fighting Islam Makhachev.
Yep. All right, Dariush, 22-6-1, 5 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's been knocked out 5 times, submitted once, so he's been finishing all his losses. 16-6-1 in the UFC. He has lost 2 straight. Before that, he won 8 straight. Past 2 losses have both come via knockout or TKO. He's not fought since December 2023. He's not won since October 2022. He's missed weight before. He was a regional champion, 2009 pro MMA debut, 0-1 as a pro grappler. He's got multiple grappling world championships on his mantle. He has got better grappling stats in the UFC as well over Moicano. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.13 strikes per minute plus 136. Manny Moicano, 26-1, 20-6-1, 2 knockouts, 10 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted twice. 12-6 in the UFC. He's 4-1 over his last 5. He lost his last bout via submission. He's fed at 145. 2010 pro MMA debut. 1-0 as a pro grappler. An inch of height over Dariush. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes, and he's outstruck his opponents by 0.81 strikes per minute, -110. So basically, we got to pick him here.
Yeah. So when we broke this down the first time, I took Moicano then, and I'm going to take Moicano now.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I appreciate all the things that Beneil Dariush has been good at in his career. But like, they're just things I don't think Moicano, right? Like, it's not like he hasn't been a good puncher from time to time, right? Like, he's been a decent boxer at stages in his career. He knocked out Drakkar Klose for some godforsaken reason, but like, he's not faster than Moicano on the feet. He's not sharper than Moicano on the feet. He's definitely going to be at a deficit there. And then when you look at his wrestling, like his wrestling hasn't been up to snuff either. He's got like a 34% takedown accuracy, which is, and then when you add in that, like Moicano is a very good, right? Like even if he gets Moicano down, I think you're going to see Moicano get up. I think you're going to see Moicano defend the submission attempts. I think you're going to see Moicano to survive here. And yeah, Moicano's coming off the title fight loss, but like the losses that Dariush is coming off of are much, much worse. I think Moicano rolls here. Yeah, give me Renato Moicano.
Yeah, Moicano's just going to batter him, I think. He doesn't have a lot of, obviously, he only has 2 knockouts, but they came in his past 2 wins. He stopped Benoit Saint-Denis because he battered his eye. Then he ground and pounded Jalen Turner. So he's, I think he's just going to put a pace on Dariush. And as you said, he can grapple as well.
Pace is a good point,
I like Moicano. Yeah, I love Moicano. Love the number that we're getting on him as well. Maybe more on that later. We'll have to wait and see. All right, before we make some more picks, let me tell you about mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course, football futures. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. They have easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Check out all the lines we're talking about right now over at mybookie.ag. And when you do, make sure you sign up with our promo code MMA SGPN, and you get 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN, MMA SGPN. And Circa's Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway is still on for a few more days. Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their stay. You get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab for a stadium swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. And you can always get 15% off at all the Circa properties with promo code SGP15. This is your last chance to enter the Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway. Do it by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. All right, we haven't hit the fight yet where you don't have a pick for, right? So it's one of the last 3.
We're gonna right here.
We are. It is a tough one, isn't it? And the lines are so strange too. Not as strange as when they opened, but let's break it down. It's a flyweight bout. Brandon Royval, United States, Joshua Van from Myanmar. They're fighting at 125. We'll tell you about who's technically the dog right now, depending on your book too. We'll go with Van first, the fearless Joshua Van. He obviously is fearless, taking this fight on short notice. He's 14-2, 7 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. So finishing both his losses. 7-1 in the UFC. He's stepping in here on short notice. He's won 4 straight and 12 of 13. TKO win in his last bout, which was just, 2 weeks ago? Something like that. Regional champ, 9 years younger than...
It was recent.
Yeah, 9 years younger than Royval. Better striking stats, more active lightning strikes, better strike. He's got a striking differential of almost 3 strikes per minute in the positive. He's at plus 294. He's at plus 105 on the betting board. Raw Dog, DAWG, 17-7, 4 knockouts, 9 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once, 7-3 in the UFC. He's won 2 straight and 5 of 6. LFA champ, 1-0 World Series of Fighting. He's fought at 135, 2012 Pro MMA debut, 4 inches taller than Van, 3 inches of reach on him. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.4 strikes per minute, plus 102. Originally, Van was a big dog in this one. Now he's just a raw dog. I'm sorry, Royval was a big dog. Now he's just raw dog. Give me Royval. I love Joshua Van, but he's fighting his hardest opponent on, a couple weeks' notice here. I just think it's too much too soon, possibly. Too soon being he didn't have a full fight camp. Royval would be a tough fight even on a full fight camp. I think I wrote him off a little while ago, and he's been winning ever since. So give me Royval. I'm not happy about it, though, but give me Brandon Royval.
So I like both of these guys a lot. I've interviewed both of them. Great guys. And yeah, when it got booked, I was like, man, he's just a person to beat Brandon Royval. And then the more and more I think about it, the more and more I think he isn't. Because what is Joshua Van really good at? Joshua Van's cardio is off the freaking charts, right? He's got some of the best cardio I've ever seen out of even a flyweight. Pretty damn good striker, right? But that just he's going to fight Brandon Royval in exact wants, right? Like Brandon Royval would prefer you never shoot a takedown and just strike with him. He would prefer you come at an insane pace so that he can clip you when you get a little bit over your skis. And like Joshua Van has been clipped has he not? Like we saw Charles Johnson get to him. And like that to me is a sign that like Brandon Royval is actually probably the perfect guy to clip him, because remember Roy France with his striking and then submitted him when he was woozy. And that to me is like a real possibility in this fight, that like Joshua Van gets a little overly aggressive, as he does. It's one of his best attributes, really. Mm-hmm. It's a little overly aggressive here. He gets clipped with a shot with a submission here. I don't have the Royval subline. But like the more I talk about it, the more I'm like talking myself into it. But like bottom line is here, we just watched Royval beat Renato in a striking only match, or even a match that Moreno tried to work some of his grappling in. I can't imagine him losing that same fight to Joshua Van on short notice. So yeah, as much as I hate picking against Van, I'm gonna go raw dog here.
Guess the submission line. Guess the line, Gumby.
700.
850.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in. I'm in. You convinced me. I'm in.
Royval via submission is it? All right. Our next fight, co-main event, is for some gold. The UFC Flyweight Championship. Alexandre Pantoja is the champ from Brazil. He's fighting Kai Kara France from Australia. 5-minute rounds if they need it. I will tell you about the challenger first, as per usual. Don't blink. Kai Kara France.
Isn't he from New Zealand? Is
right.
he a New Zealand guy?
I think you're right. I think I screwed that up. I'm going to get hate from, yes, he is from New Zealand. Their flags are too similar, Gumby. Boom. KKF, don't blink. 25-11 with 1 no contest, 12 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted 3 times. 8-4 in the UFC, 1-2 over his last 3, 4-2 over his last 6. TKO win in his last bout. Has not lost since June 2023. He's fight at 135, 1-1 in the Ultimate Fighter. Regional champ, 2010 Pro MMA debut. 2 inches reach over Pantoja, 3 years younger, better striking stats, more active landing strikes. And he's outstruck his opponents by 1.34 strikes per minute. He's at plus 220. The Cannibal, Pantoja, 29-5, 8 knockouts, 11 submissions. He has never been finished in a fight. 13-3 in the UFC. He's the champ with 3 successful defenses under his belt. He's won 7 straight, 8 of 10. Submission win in his last bout. He's not lost since July 2020. 2-1 in the Ultimate Fighter. Multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. 2007 Pro MMA debut. An inch taller than Kai Kara France. Better grappling stats than Kara France. And he's outstruck his opponents by 0.49 strikes per minute, minus 240. Gumby's first.
Yeah, it's Pantoja for me. It's Pantoja all day. Love Kai Kara France striking. Love how explosive and interesting it's been to watch fight. But there's just no part of me that thinks he's going to avoid the grappling. Alexandre Pantoja. Like Pantoja grappling is so next level. He's so good on the mat. And he's beating up everybody that way. Dating back to when he was like this is a guy who has just been nonstop incredibly good here and just an absolute workhorse when it comes to wrestling through it. Like he's good at every part of jiu-jitsu, I think is the problem for me too with Kai Kara France. Like if he was just a good wrestler, you're like, oh, Kai Kara France can work back up or he can survive or he could do this. Pantoja's good at wrestling, at working the clinch. He's good at holding. He's good at submissions. He's good at everything when it comes to the grappling game. And on top of all that, he can hold his own on the feet, right? Like it's not like he's a bad striker on top of all that. He's one of the 3 or 4 best fighters. I know he's on the like pound for pound ranking at like 9. My personal vote has him in the top 5. Fighters on the planet right now. And at some point in time, his age will catch up to him. Maybe a young gun like Joshua Van, when he gets to the right spot, is going to catch up to him. I don't think Kai Kara France is the guy who's going to get him though. So
I didn't think so either, but I'm still taking a stab on KKF here. Shockingly, I'm surprised that I am. Obviously, he's a better striker, more powerful striker. Very good grappling defense. I know, as you said, Pantoja basically is the whole package when it comes to grappling, but he did very well in the grappling against Askar Askarov, Brandon Moreno, Amir Albazi. He's good at stuffing takedowns. He does get
Albazi's
eventually.
overrated.
These guys get
rated.
Yeah. But still, I'm taking a stab here. At plus 220, I think it's worthy of a stab because, like you said, age and wear and tear. It's not like Pantoja's gone untouched over his career either. He's eaten quite a few. I think eventually he's going to catch up to him. So maybe it'll be this week. I'm taking a stab on Kai Kara France here. All right, we're going to get to our main event in a moment after I tell you about Underdog Best Ball Mania. It's happening right now. And it's happening all summer long. Giving away $15 million in prizes, including a 200. I almost gave away all their money. A $2 million prize to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog also is a great place to play. Pick 'em, as we'll tell you right now, because Gumby's going to give you a winning pick 'em play.
Yeah, I'm going to take the higher than on Ronald Acuna's Thursday total bases against the Mets. He's been hitting homers faster than you can count him. He's actually been stealing bases too. You could probably play the higher than on his stolen bases, but decimating the Mets. So let's take the higher than on Ronald Acuna's total bases.
All right. Take that and take our code MMASGPN and claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MMASGPN. And you've heard us talk about Rhythm before, and they just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high ROI. Think a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. You know we will be. But you say the Power Trends are telling you that to fade the Braves starting pitcher strikeouts, though, right?
Yeah, they have lately, and it bums me out. But hey, any way you can make money, right?
Yep. If you whatever it takes to make some moolah. All right. So check out Power Trends for yourself. You can do it free with a 7-day free trial. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. All right, main event. Almost double the line that we just talked about for the last bout. See if we differ on this one or not. This is for the vacant. We don't have to ask why it's vacant because Islam went up. The UFC vacant lightweight championship. I am still bummed that this fight is happening. They basically UFC. I know it wasn't really their choice, it seems, but they gave away a super fight for a couple of fights that don't really need to happen. But nonetheless, it's happening. Ilia Topuria cannot.
I don't think it was in there. I don't think it was in their choice. I'm decided I'm out of here, and so like even they weren't going.
Yeah.
To. I think they botched it by not putting Gaethje in there with Topuria, though. That's how I think they botched it.
That would be a lot. That would be very fun. Not that Charles Oliveira is a boring fighter, but he is fighting. He's from Brazil. He's fighting Ilia Topuria from Georgia. They are fighting for the vacant belt, 5-minute rounds, 155. The former champ Do Bronx is 35-10 with 1 no contest, 10 knockouts, 21 submissions. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted 4 times, 23-10 with 1 no contest in the UFC. And like I said, he's a former champ. Lost win over his last 4, 13-2 over his last 15. He used to fight at 170 and 145. He missed weight twice at 155, 4 times at 145. 2008 pro MMA debut. He's a BJJ champion. 3 inches of height, 5 inches of reach over Topuria. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.19 strikes per minute, plus 380. El Matador, do you know he has a new nickname too, Gumby? La Leyenda, the legend.
The legend?
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Yep. He's 16-0, 6 knockouts, 8 submissions. This is, of course, Topuria. Talk about 8-0 in the UFC. He used to be the 145 champ. Now he's moving up. He's won 2 straight fights via knockout. He used to fight at 135 and 145. Missed weight before at 135. Now he struggles to make 145, so he's definitely growing. Regional champion. Used to fight. He's been fighting, professional MMA since 2015. 8 years younger than Oliveira. More active landing strikes than Oliveira. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.85 strikes per minute. He's at minus 425. I do not like this line. I am taking Topuria, but there's still a lot of question marks with him moving up and fighting a guy who's going to be way bigger than him. He's answered any question posed to him in the past, but like I said, this is a bit of an ask. He's catching Oliveira on the downside of his career, which is a positive for him. And he's not a guy that hits like Gaethje, like we were just talking about. So you think he should be safe on the feet, but he's a crafty guy, that Oliveira. So I am taking Topuria, the youth, the explosiveness. He's good everywhere. But I'm not taking him at this line in real life.
Yeah, I'm probably not taking this line either, but I actually don't think it's all that far off. I think if you asked me to like probabilistic line this fight, I think I'd probably say like -325 or something like that. Like I don't think the books are that far off here. Because look, I know Topuria is a good boxer, but he's usually a good boxer because he can make you fear his grappling, right? Like that's how he beat, what was it, Michael Chandler, right? Like Michael Chandler was worried about the jiu-jitsu and he got clipped. And like he's beaten other people that way too. Did he beat? That's how he beat Dustin Poirier, right? And like, that's great and all, but like, is he gonna out? I don't think think so. I don't think that's a path for him. So, like, as a result, like, Topuria, I think deep down knows this can just turn into a striking match. And when it turns into a striking match, one of these guys is much faster. And it ain't Charles Oliveira. So, yeah, I'm going with Ilia Topuria. I think he's just too fast, too good. And even coming up a weight with the size disparity, I think there's somebody who might be able to take advantage of that, somebody who might exploit it. That somebody might be Justin Gaethje. But, like, I don't think it's Oliveira.
Maybe that's next. Apparently, Gaethje is insisting on a title shot next, or else. So he probably should get it though. All right, let's recap, and we'll get you our special plays at the end here. Both have Topuria. He has Pantoja, Kaikar, France as my big swing. Both have Royval. Both have Moicano. We both have Lima. So a lot more consensus on this here fight card than on the prelims. All right, we are talking locks. We are talking dogs. We are talking props, and we're either talking a parlay or a round robin. Gumby, I think, gets to kick it off first this week with his lock.
I do, and then I'll tell you yours right before.
Okay.
So we'll start with.
I give hints, so yeah.
We'll start with mine. My lock of the my lock of the week is going to be Tracy Cortez. I like the physicality there. The number's a little high, but I still think she's the best for a lock. And just going to take Money Moicano.
Correct.
At lock of the week.
Yep. So we locked you into Cortez,
and then from
a little bit of a lag here. That's okay. Cortez minus 225, and then we got Moicano minus 110. All right, dog time.
All right. So for my underweek, I'm gonna take Guzzi Hines. I'm the striker in that case, and he's got a big old number, so I believe that was plus 290. And then for Jeff's dog play, he's gonna take Hyder Emil.
Yeah, dogs aren't usually too difficult with me because this is another week where I don't have too many. You're right. I'm taking Hyder Emil at plus 140, and you're taking Hines at plus 260. All right. See if Gumby gets my my prop too. That's harder to guess usually.
It's usually the only one I botch. So for my prop, I'm going to take Alexandre Pantoja by submission. I know Kaikar France has got the defense for it, but he's got 25 minutes where he's going to be having to play defense. Pantoja by submission. Betting plus 200. So I like that one. Can I stab? I think you're going to go. I'm going to Felipe Lima by submission.
You got it partially right. Felipe Lima via decision. I think this one's going in the distance. Plus 132.
Oh.
There you go. So Cortez Moicano.
I don't think it's going the distance, and that's where we're going to get in the hungry man. So
all right. Cortez Moicano locks. Hines Emil dogs. Pantoja sub Lima decision are the locks. Hungry man Jong what?
We're just going to go with a parlay today. I got two lines that I liked on the props. Some of the problem here being announced later. I haven't seen a lot of these props hit the books yet. Like Guzzi Hines by submission. I'm super interested. I just don't know what that line is going to look like yet. Same with Jackson McVeigh by submission. Books just haven't come up with that yet, being that they're new and they're got their feelers out. So the that are out that I like. I'm going to start with Felipe Lima. As I said, I like him by submission here. The submission line him to be the first one to put Payton Talbott away. 400, and I know that's steep, but first of all, we're going to get 10-1 odds on any parlay.
Yeah.
You're going to pretty steep one, but he's got the ability to hurt him and sub him. I just so many ways he could pick up this submission. So Felipe Lima by sub is the first half. The second half, I'm going to Hansen by decision. I think he's going to make the fight with RoboCop so boring. I think he's going to make it awful. It's not going to be fun in any way, shape, or form. But the decision prop on Jack Hermanson is plus 10. So you're going to get his, almost there in what I think is the most likely way for him to win the fight. So when you put Jack Hermanson by decision together with Felipe Lima by submission, you're going to get plus 1950.
Wow, plus 1950. I disagree with both picks, but still, wow. Worth the stab for sure. All right, let's get out of here. You can catch us at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. You can catch us at YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast. You can catch us on the old Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gummy Rela, and I'm at Jeff Fox Writer. At Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram for me. Go to my Substack, moneymma.substack.com. Play my free UFC Pick'em contest. Go to Gumby's other podcast, Top Turtle. He's got Hermanson. He has got, who else is on it this week?
The Goozy.
The Goo, right. How could I forget the Goos? So check out Top Turtle MMA. And of course, sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Gumby, get us out of here.
All right, I'm Dana Gumby Freeland. He's Goozy, Jeff Fox, and we Monday.